a little bit harder, couldn't it? I hate it like this.
Yes, ma'am, I will. I'm trying. I got a brand new frame for all of this all white. I'm just going to save it till I have.
I got you.
Because it's pretty close now.
Why? I mean, why do you say it's pretty close? Because it's beat up, or? Oh, okay.
I mean, this is catching my baby here.
That's got a hole.
Yeah, we got touching the passenger.
So is that from hitting the wall, or somebody hitting you, or?
That's probably from me hitting somebody. Don't call me jamming Jimmy for that. No, it didn't happen. No, it happened when we was in Kansas.
Now, when you say this is so it's upgraded to a 25 Longhorn.
Right.
This right here, for people that don't know, this doesn't have anything to do with a Longhorn. The Longhorn is
from
the Longhorn is that, right?
And all of the side panels are basically all the same. Right. They're within inches of not being the same.
Right.
So, you know, they all have the same pattern. We all have a certain criteria, a certain templates, so to speak, that we have to, you know, kind of keep the guidelines. When we go through, we race with this oil, then of course they check everything, deck heights, side panels,
Right.
these here heights, you know,
Okay.
center here, back, you know, can only be so long, deck height can only be so much. Course group, as everybody knows, they check through.
But I mean, for people that don't know, this is what a Longhorn is.
This
the
is
frame,
Longhorn.
right?
This is Longhorn chassis. Yes.
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 And these are just body parts. But
These are just Longhorn body parts.
Okay. But you can get like MD5.
You can go like all the nose and stuff. Everything on this car is all from Performance Bodies.
Okay.
So I get.
I knew there were different like MD5 and people like
MD3s.
that. Or MD3s, yeah.
I think it's all MD2 those grades.
What is the
Evolution. That's pretty much what everybody's got. Everybody's running that. So.
right? So what's the difference in between this and Rocket?
Chassis,
Just the way
chassis.
way they build it.
There's a lot of differences in the geometry, the way the bars are built, the where they're put at, the layout, the way the chassis flexes. Just everything is different. You know, I've not really paid that much attention to Kylan's new XR2, I guess it is,
Yeah.
Rocket. I haven't really paid too much attention to it. I have crawled under it, looked at it a couple of times, but to me, I just see a bunch of bars, you know.
I got you.
There is some neat stuff on his car that I think is pretty cool, but if it makes it any better than a Longhorn, I'm not going to say. I don't think so, but maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Longhorn's kind of dominating stuff right now.
Rocket is too. I mean, Rocket is a pretty good chassis, and they're doing a better job. I mean, they're the next one up too.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Used to be Capital, not no more, you know, not for a while. But yeah, Longhorn is it.
They need some competition, though, I think.
Rocket's
Competition in the
gonna get
market.
Yeah, competition's in the market. And new chassis that they're putting out there, they're going to win races. And some of their guys, some of the drivers aren't like Brandon Shepard. He ain't right now. He's doing very good.
Yeah.
So he's not near car sales. The more races you win, the more miles your car you know you're going to sell. Of course, right now everybody's in the long run. Davenport, RT. Bobby Parrish, he don't even drive his own cars anymore. He just drives long.
Yeah, because they make chassis.
Well, I don't know if he's doing chassis anymore, but I used to have one of his chassis. I had a platinum, a light model platinum that he built.
What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on the Black Diamond acquisition?
I think that it'll be really good for Black Diamond.
Okay.
I think it'll be good for both parties because there's a lot of smart individuals on both sides.
Are they still going to be making the chassis down there? I haven't heard that.
Well, the chassis will probably always be in-house there with Steve and all of them. I can't imagine them taking it somewhere else. They will have probably, I know that they bought some more property there where they're at, and they're trying to expand with what they've got. They've got a pretty good sized facility right now, and it's growing, and they're going to keep going, I'm sure of it. And this hookup with the Black Diamond they have, so we're going to make it even better for them, I think. And it will make it better for them as well, right?
So is it like an infinity thing, I guess? Is that kind of what it is? I don't know. See, I don't understand how all that works.
I ain't keeping up with that. I don't know. You know, there's a couple of different things out there that's going on now. They're calling different names, different chassis, and they're copies off of this or copies off of that. And, you know, I don't keep up with that too much.
Yeah, I just didn't know how all that worked.
Man, if you watch a lot of flow racing and a lot of their, stories and side interviews and stuff, you'll learn quite a bit about that stuff. You know.
Yeah, flow racing is a good resource, people, for you people who don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. It was cool. So why the number 67?
One of my buddies that I worked for when I was about, I don't know, I didn't get the number 67 when I first started racing. I didn't get it until I was in my late 20s, probably 25 or 26. But the reason I have the number 67 is because anytime you'd ask my buddy, he was about 6'7" and weighed about 400 pounds, big old boy. He'd say, same old 6 and 7. So when he helped me get my first car, we was at Monette Speedway. And I said, man, we ought to do that. He goes, I'll tell you what. And my dad has a salvage yard. So I called my dad and said, hey, man, will you give me one of these cars and help me out on a car? And he's like, sure. So next thing I know, George is out, my buddy was out buying parts for me and running this and that while I'm working. And so I started my number 67 for him.
Okay.
So kind of had that number for a long time now. I'm going to say probably close to 35 years. That's why I have that for George. Same old 6 and 7. Yeah, you're telling me to be watching my mouth. I was sitting here.
No, don't do that. I just thought that.
So that's a 24 Longhorn. We've seen that before. Vanzandt's Affordable Auto. That's probably a pretty good place to get your car fixed.
That's what I've been told.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Huh? Oh, surely not. So what do you think about racing? You like it?
I like to watch the
see how that works. Okay, folks, welcome to Mid-America Dirt. I'm Skip, and I've got Jimmy Vanzandt. I'm here at his place. Jimmy, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. How did you get started in racing?
I'd say I have to blame that on my dad. Whenever I was probably 3 or 4 years old, he used to take me to these little slot race car tracks. And he had a suitcase full of these little slot cars, electric cars, and I think that's where it started. I think that's where I got the fever. Because he let me drive in the little electric slots, and I had a blast. So that's where it started when I was probably 3.
Are you a first-generation racer, or did your
No,
dad race?
my dad was a racer. Actually, he wasn't a driver. He had 2 cars. Jerry Yarbrough and Jim Henson both drove for him for a while at the fairgrounds here in Springfield.
Okay.
So he had some cars, for 2 or 3 years that I can remember. And I think he probably had some before I came around.
Okay. When did you get in your first race car?
My first race car, I was 17 years old, and I raced at the fairgrounds. And I was home from leave from the Marine Corps, and me and my neighbor, Eldon Snyder, built a car together in a couple of days and built this car out of junk. We had, for our roll cage, we used drive shafts, and the car weighed probably 1,000 pounds heavier than it should. And the first time we went out, the first lap we bent 2 wheels on the right side. So we had to get steel wheels instead of the other lightweight wheels, heavy duty ones. So that's kind of where I started at, and it kind of evolved from there to where I'm at now.
Where did you go after that? You said you were in asphalt.
Yeah, we raced asphalt. Well, before asphalt, we ran dirt for probably 13 or 14 years, and then I switched over to asphalt at I-44 Speedway.
Okay.
And we raced there from the time they started pretty much until they quit running pro late models.
Okay.
And I think that was a period of 10, 12 years, somewhere around there that we ran. We ran pro late models there. So
always around here in this area?
Yeah, that's the only asphalt track there was other than Bolivar Speedway. And I wasn't in the air when Bolivar and Lebanon were racing both Friday and Saturday nights. I was running dirt then when they were doing that.
When did you start driving these?
Late model dirt cars? My first dirt late model full-blown car was probably when we raced at Route 66 at Joplin, and it's whenever, I think it was the first year, or maybe not, the second year that MLRA started.
Wow, okay.
And I started with them the first year, didn't do very good, didn't have the money, didn't have the engine, didn't have a lot of things. But that was pretty much my first open late model. Then after that, I went back to sportsman class, which was kind of looked like a late model, but it wasn't. And because the tar rules and the engine rules and this and that, is a more affordable class for me.
Right.
So we ran that and did that until we went to asphalt. And then we went to asphalt. When we went to asphalt, we went straight to pro late models. I started out as a tech at Bolivar Speedway as their tech, and then went there shortly after. I bought one of my buddy's cars, Timmy Swearingen, bought one of his asphalt cars, and next thing I know, he's helping me, and next thing I know, we're racing. So we did that for 10, 12 years, whatever it was, 13 years, something like that. I don't know what the years was. Then after that, we got I guess my first open late model was a Bobby Pierce Platinum, and that was like 5 or 6 years ago, and we ran Cash Money Series with it. I trashed it in about, I don't know, I think I totaled it out after about 6 or 7 races and got rid of that car, and then I think we got a Kryptonite, about a near Kryptonite, and then after that we ended up getting a Capital race car, had it for a couple of years, and then we got this Longhorn.
Okay.
And so probably 5, 6 years running open late models. The last 2 years is really fully open late models where we can run whatever we got as far as motors, wide bores, whatever.
Okay. And this is a 2025 Longhorn.
It's actually a 2024, but it was at Longhorn this February, and they went through everything, had it on the jig. It's everything of a 25. There's no difference in between that and that, and so it's not a 25, but it is a 24.
Okay, you got a what for an engine?
Scott Bailey 440 wide bore.
Okay, okay. And how you liking it? I mean, is it working out?
I love it.
pretty
Yeah,
good?
it's really good. I mean, I like it. I mean, I wish I was a little bit better driver because after Jesse Stovall drove it the other night and said it's one of the best cars he ever drove. So he, you know, I had help the other night, and it's probably the best help I've had in a long time. I've never had anybody out in the infield of the track running towards me while I'm on the track, telling me how to drive, where to go, how to hit that corner. And Jesse was out there doing that, and I felt so honored and blessed to be able to have that kind of help.
Yeah,
it was really cool. So I'm really excited for this next race. We've done a lot of stuff on this car. I took down all the notes and everything, the smash numbers, and we've never ran any of that stuff.
So you've got your own Bible. Right?
We've got our own Bible, exactly. We do. And I keep all my notes. Every race we go to, I've got stacks of Bibles from everywhere we've raced. And but yeah, we've got notes on it, and so we'll see how it works.
What's your favorite track to run? Is it you like the big ones or do you like the bull rings?
Man, I like bull rings. I'm a bull ring guy. Yeah, I like small tracks. I like short tracks. I'm all about that. Yeah. These half-mile tracks and stuff, I don't, I mean, they're not my cup of tea. You just go a lot faster and you tear up a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What's your favorite track?
Favorite tracks? Well, I'm going to have to say Monette because that's where I kept my teeth at.
Yeah. And
that's why I raced at my first years on dirt. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to say Monette. I liked also, I raced at Urbana Speedway a lot too. I won quite a few races there. And I loved racing there. We've raced a lot of tracks. I mean, we're still racing. After all these years, we're still racing at tracks I've never seen. And that is awesome for me. Because for 10, 12 years at I-44 Speedway, same people, same car, same crowd, same everything. Yeah. You know, so if they're mad at you from the week before, they're still mad at you next week. Yeah. So when we race now, we're at a different track every night. Yeah. So it's a different atmosphere, different group of people, I mean, we're a traveling circus. You know, we're what I call traveling circus because we're all the same cars, same guys. We're family, and it's fun. It's fun.
So these tracks you're going to this next weekend. Have you ever been there?
I have been to 81 Speedway, but I've never been to McCracken.
Okay.
81 Speedway was not good for us last year. I dropped a valve.
That's over at Park City, right? Is that where that's?
Yes, by Park City. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So Monette's your favorite, and that track, I know Jesse did a lot of work on that, and that track looked really nice.
Man,
I mean, it looked really racy.
It was as good as any asphalt track. I mean, it was so smooth. I mean, that track, I've never been on an asphalt track that smooth. I mean, it was really nice. I was very impressed.
Yeah, it did look good.
I mean, everybody that's raced there is saying the same thing.
So what are your plans? How long are you going to keep racing? My
goal is to finish the year.
Okay.
And not to miss any races in the series that we're running, Revival Super Dirt Series. I plan on staying with them until the end. After that, I'm going to kick back next year. I don't even know if I'll even approach any sponsors to have sponsors. I think I'm just going to probably call it done. I'm not going to say quits, but I'm going to take a break.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to do other things. I can't ever imagine walking out into a car or out in my shop and not having a race car in it.
Right.
I can't imagine that. So I'll probably always have a race car or something that's fast in my car.
Well,
garage.
People that have watched the channel know I've asked you this before. How long have you been racing?
Right. Well, I started when I was 17 and I'm 64 now. But there's about 5 or 6 years I wasn't consecutive. I went in the Marine Corps for a few years, 6 years, and I just didn't really get serious. And so probably like 7 years, 6 years of that, I didn't race. So probably right at 40, to be honest. I mean, full time. Okay. And whenever I race this season, I don't miss races. I mean, you can ask about any of the track owners, I'm dedicated. When I go for points or if I go for something, I'm there. I mean, I do everything I can not to miss a race. Right. And if that means me going to the track by myself, I do it.
And you've got a lot of good friends. You've made good friends.
I have got a lot of good friends. I mean, and my racing has made some of my very best friends are from racing. Yeah. You know, I've got several guys that I can call up from the racetrack at any time of the day, and they're there for me. Yeah. and vice versa. You
Yeah,
know?
that's what Hawkins was telling me, that I mean, you guys compete against each other all the time, but
We do, man. But
you help each other out.
we do. He helps me out a lot. I mean, he gives me motivation when I'm about ready to say the hell with it. He gives me motivation to keep wanting to go. And you know, like the other night when we went and practiced, he and I were practicing at the same time, you know, and I got up beside him. We were right beside each other, and we were, I mean, and it was so much fun because I have so much respect for Chris, and I know he does for me. We're not going to wreck each other, and we're not going to hit each other unless it's just a act driving deal, you know.
Yeah.
And we've been beside each other when we have hit each other, but when we're done, we get out and we hug each other. You know, congratulations, you beat me, or congratulations, I beat you, and we're very competitive with each other. I think our families are more competitive, but you know, man, it is what it is. I mean, we have a relationship that I wish that I could have with all these drivers. You know, it's cool. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. Are there any no names? You ever had any drivers that you've had problems with over long periods of time?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I still probably do.
Okay.
Yeah, I still probably do.
You're the first one that's told me that, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Well, no, that's cool. I mean, that's stuff people want to know. I mean,
I'm not gonna lie to you and sit here and tell you the bullshit because it's.
I don't see how you couldn't.
I mean, we've spent a lot of money on these cars,
right?
And you know, we all pull bold head moves, and I've been guilty of them, man. But I'm this guy. If I wreck your stuff and I'm guilty for it, I'm going to come help you fix it. I'm going to come and want to fix it. I want to come help you.
Right.
Some of these guys today, after they crash you, or you get in a crash, or you pull, and it's your fault, and you're like, man, it is my fault. I'm sorry. I want to take care of it, and they still won't be a sportsman about it. Them are the guys I have a problem with. I mean, yeah, if I go out there and bang on the same guy 2 or 3 times, that's intentional. I get it. We're going to fight. I get it. Yeah. But somebody that accidentally does something, and it's not something that's meant to happen or not meant to be, you know, a lot of these guys shouldn't be in race cars because they can't handle their temper or their thoughts, the train of thought. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it, because I probably have had more cars wrecked by other people than most people. And I've done my share of wrecking people. Don't think I haven't. They don't call me Jammin' Jimmy for nothing, you know. But yeah, I don't. There's a respect thing, you know. There just like at Lebanon, we were all the same group of guys every week. So if you didn't have respect for each other, there was no sense in even being there.
Right, right. Yeah, I just don't see how you couldn't. I mean, you have problems every once in a while. I mean, people are people.
Yeah. I always try to be the better guy and always kind of go and hug them and kiss them, even if I don't want to be, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it is what it is.
I ask everybody this question, and I'm going to ask you, how awesome is it to drive a race car?
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's the most awesomest thing there is.
That's going to make that promo I got to make real easy.
Man, I'm going to tell you. It is. It's awesome.
That's cool.
And, you know, I can't imagine doing sweating my ass off like I am now and spending every extra penny I got on making my stuff better.
Right.
You know, if I didn't think it was awesome.
Right.
If I was doing this to think I was going to win every week, I'd be a depressed person, because I know reality is there's nobody going to win every week. You know, there's 30 of us, 20 of us out there. There's only one guy going to win. And it took a long time for me to accept that I'm not going to win, you know, and then finally because you set yourself up, you know, mentally. You know, all your buddies and all, you're going to win tonight, right? Yeah. And of course, you're going to say, yes, I'm going to win. But there's that, well, you know, and then after a while, it starts eating at you, you know. And so,
yeah. I mean, it's tough. You guys, I know you guys are close quarters, just, I mean, right on each other, going super fast. And you just got to have, I just can't imagine the skill you got to have to keep away from a guy.
It's called a control slide. You know, it's kind of like them guys that drive these cars out, these street cars or drifters.
Drifters.
I don't know how the heck they do that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I watch them guys come around the corner. I'm like, they're going to crash. And so, yeah, I mean, there's good drivers. And there's a lot of RT. All them guys are good drivers.
Yeah, yeah. You have any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I got a lot of sponsors I want to thank. I guess since we're sitting by one of them, that'd be Chris Hawkins right there, the Shiny Hiney Truck Wash in Neosho, Missouri. He helps out with stack bodies, any kind of body panels, any transmission. I just ordered transmission from him last week, and a servo, and I order all my stuff from him. Plus, he helps me out. He does a lot for me. Anytime I have a question, man, I can call him night or day. So that's one of the best sponsors I got right there. The next one would be Joe's Tar Shop. He owns a tar shop here in Springfield over on Division Street. He saved me coming back Saturday. I had a flat in my motorhome, and so he was open till 2. We got there about 1:50, and he stayed and fixed us. Getty's Mill, that guy there, he owns the Mill Bar in Springfield, and he was my gunnery sergeant in the Marine Corps.
Oh, really?
So whatever, and his bar is on the way home. How convenient, right?
Yeah.
So I go in there usually on Monday nights, usually about this time. We should have went there and done this. Usually about this time, I'm in there having a beer with him.
Okay.
And then I come home and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and then after that, this is my good friend. She owns the Wagon Wheel Restaurant there in Forsyth.
Okay.
Great food. I mean, great home cooking food right there on the lake too. So it's pretty cool. They're B&J Specialties. They make all my aluminum stuff, my breather covers, my shifters. They've been around forever. He was a big helper for Larry Phillips back in the day.
Okay.
Good guy. Kemco, this is Pat Fugan. He used to own fast shafts, and he sold out. Now he's running Kemco, and he sent me a drive shaft last week, and I ordered, I think, Monday, and I got it Tuesday.
Okay.
Then, of course, Vanzandt for law repair. That's me. I work on cars. And then Camel Pest Control. They do all the bug spraying and every kind of stuff you can imagine on houses for bugs and pests.
Okay.
And then on the other side, I have Synergy Suspension Technologies, which that's Jason and Chris's deal. And then Sean Halter, he owns fireworks stands. He's got 4 fireworks stands, 2 in Springfield. I was reading his post on Facebook a little bit ago. I think one's on Sunshine and Glenstone, and I'm not sure where the other one is, but I know he's got 2 places in Springfield. So everybody, please go to Halter Fireworks, man. He does all the fireworks too for Lucas Speedway as well. He does all the demos. So he's a great guy. He supports racing. Everybody, please go out there and buy fireworks from him because he's a great guy. Pappy's, that's where I go and eat. They have some of the best barbecue around. They got a outdoor deck where they have live bands and they play out there on the weekdays. And then, of course, everybody knows Chris from Midwest Sheet Metal.
Oh, yeah.
He helps me out from time to time. And then Glenn Powell. You may know Glenn Powell.
I do know Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell helped me out some.
This, he needs to be giving me a call.
Yeah, Glenn's a good friend of mine. He helps me out, and he's a lot of fun. We've done a lot of traveling together, raced a lot of different tracks together through the years. Last 2 years, actually. And then Complete Services, that's Lee McGill. He's a good friend of mine. He does stuff like paint, that stuff up there, and he does a little bit of everything for me, whatever I may need. Mainly this last go around, he helped me on my new Super CRV, and so he helped me out there on that deal. Then, of course, Dirtworks. This is one of my awesome sponsors. They do every kind of construction work you can imagine. They have bulldozers, they have backhoes, they have graders, they have dump trucks. Man, they do every kind of dirt work you can imagine. And they're great. Then, of course, Scott Bailey. Scott hooked me up with a bad piece. I got a 440 wide board, one of his. And then Mossy Oak Properties. And that's about it.
All right, tell me about that door up there.
That door there was on a Hal Pro late model at I-44 Speedway. You can kind of see the blacker edges there towards the front. That was from a fire. I hit a wall head on at 104 miles an hour according to my transponder. And it went up in flames and really didn't hurt me. All I got was a couple of bruises on my shoulders and got wrapped really good.
And that's hand painted number.
Yeah, back in them days, I mean, that's still
cool.
about, I don't know, I'm going to say probably just 7 or 8 years ago, everything we had was hand painted.
That is really
I got a friend of mine that did all of our cars, hand painted them on. He was really good. But, these wraps are so much easier to do now and so much faster.
Yeah.
Guy can sit down and spend a whole day putting all your sponsor names on and stuff. They look cool though. They do look cool. I still like the old
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, the wrap game, the design game, that's kind of artwork now, kind of like the T-shirt design stuff. I love racing T-shirts.
It's a big game
That's
now.
my big thing.
I mean, there's that shirt industry and all them little cars that they're selling and all the other stuff they got going
Now,
on.
do you have merch?
No, I used to have shirts, but we're out now.
Okay.
I probably sold shirts for probably 20 years out of all the years I raced. I haven't sold any now for probably, how many years? 3 or 4? Are you in here? 2? 2 years? Okay, 2 years.
You ever gonna get
Oh,
any
she's
more?
got one on right there.
You ever gonna get any more?
I thought about getting some for this year since this is our last year, which we still may. I may.
If you do, let me know. Cause
if I do, I will. I definitely will.
Definitely want to get one.
I'm fixing to change the body style on it. I've got all brand new panels, and I'm fixing to make it more white than red and white.
More white than red.
Yeah, I'm going to have white fenders, all white nose. The deck will be white, but everything else, or red, but everything, the spoiler will be white, and everything else will be white.
Okay.
Darren showed up. How about that?
Oh,
Macy, man.
All right, Jimmy. We'll leave the rest of it for part 2.
All right, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
Jimmy is going to get on the TikTok sometime, y'all. So just so you know, you can find him on there. I'll find out. I know his Facebook. I'll link it in the description of the video. So you guys go follow Jimmy. And please be sure to go see all the sponsors in this area and go see Jimmy at Vanzandt's Affordable Auto Care. Thanks, Jimmy.